Man, this does not like me today. It's like the only thing that's working is shorts, and I don't know why. Okay. Now the whole thing is working correctly. I think. I don't know why. I don't know why. Okay. So it's working. Let me go to Discord. Boat. Let's get zoomed out so you all can kind of see what's going on and focus it. Okay. So here's what we're dealing with. This boat, bare. Nothing to it. Old fuel line that's going to get removed. Yep. Fine and dandy. So I printed JJ's box. I already have 2 servos in it that are set up for this boat. And I have a bunch of questions and I don't have the answers to it. And this is why I never really did this, is because this is new to me. And it's kind of like I just need to know an order of operation on how to go about this. So I know that is going to go roughly here. Somebody's typing. Let me see who's typing and giving me hell. Oh, okay. Not this channel. Okay. I know this has to go roughly in this spot. One facing this way is going to obviously run the throttle. Let's go over the parts that I've purchased for. So that's the carbs. I have extra fuel line, extra silicone water hose. Don't need any of that. Not anytime soon anyway. Primer bulbs. Let's see here. There's my receipt for OSE. Fuel bags, which I may not run a fuel bag. I don't know. I know JJ loves them. I know people love them. It's a hit or miss, love-hate relationship thing. I may just put this fuel container back in for the time being. I don't know. I don't know. I'm up in the air. I don't know how to go about going about it because again, I don't have any experience with boating, especially gas-powered stuff. I have a throttle linkage kit to connect that to the carburetor. That's going to be for the throttle. I don't know what this is. I don't forget. I want to say this is a fuel refill. Large water outlet. So I got 2 aluminum black large water outlets for the through hull. And then steerage linkage for the servos. 2 20 kilogram steering servos. One's for throttle, one's for steering. And then a 6-volt battery pack to power it all. So, first things first. I thought I had a 440 rod for the steering, but apparently I don't. I'm not worried about the water outlet. It has one already on it. I can swap that out. That's no big deal. That's easy. I don't understand the mounting of these steering servos into this box because I didn't design it. This is JJ's. I would assume, and I got to download them and print them, but there's a cap that goes over this that sandwiches this in place. And it can't go anywhere because it's got the tab back here in the front. So it can't go that way. All you're trying to do is reach into there. So I have to run a throttle cable through here. So let's start there. Let's start with the throttle cable because this stuff out of the way because I don't need it. It's basically all junk. I just haven't got rid of it yet. So the way that I understand this is the throttle cable twists. And as it twists, it connects flush into here. And as the steering servo twists, it twists the cable. And as the cable twists, it'll twist the collet, which is that, on the throttle blade somehow, some way. So this is the piece that has to connect to the steering servo. That's the way that I understand it. So that's the way that I am going to start with. So let's figure all this out. Did I lose this? Nope, there it is. 4 really tiny Phillips head screws. So that means I need a round plastic adapter for this to mount to the servo horn. So the round servo horn, I'm assuming, is what I need. I'm gonna dump all this out. I just need something to dump it on. Here, let's just do this. Does this one turn? doesn't. Okay, I guess that's just the way that these are built. That's going to go on the center. Oh, that's a problem. How does that mount? Because I don't think that that's going to go in all the way. Because if I put that on there, that doesn't flush mount now. Oh, this is already starting great. I feel like this is the wrong part. I don't think that's any smaller than that. So that's not going to work. What about if I put a bigger... Nope, that ain't going to work. That ain't going to work. It needs to be that and only do 2? No, because that's still not flush. I'm confused. Let's try this. Something tells me it's not going to work. Okay, that fits and it's flush. Okay, so that fixes that problem. So now I need to install this. Let me find out where center is first. Oh, it's digital. It doesn't have one, of course. I need a really tiny Phillips head screwdriver, like really tiny. That might work. Started and semi-snug. Man, these are like the world's smallest. Phillips head screws. 3. Okay, tighten all these down. Should be good. Okay, so that's that. Throttle cable is going to go in and is cinched down via an Allen set key. That part's easy. Don't know what size it is, but let's start with the 2.5. That's going to be too big. I can already tell you that right now. Bum, 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 bum. Is it a 1.5? it is. So that's that. So the steering cable is built, or sorry, throttle cable's built. The throttle blade attachment is here, but I have nowhere for this to mount to unless I take... No, I can't, because I have to leave that on there because it's also the throttle stop. So it tells me I have to get it from the backside, and it doesn't fit. That's a problem. Okay, so it fits that way, so this, the big side goes on this end, which is sloppy, but whatever. Yeah. So, is this cable... I don't think this cable is long enough to get there, now that I look at it. That's problem numero uno. So, if I put that in here, and I go there with it, we'll move it kind of forward. That leaves me absolutely no room. I mean, it might make that corner. We'll try it. I don't think it's going to like it, but we'll try it. This is where I don't know these enough. It's almost like this needs to come off. And I don't know how. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here. So what if I go up and over? Yeah, that's way too short. It's gonna have to go this way. I don't know how well this is gonna work. It's gonna put a lot of tension on that, but it'll probably work. Let's try it. That's all we can do. Send it. So put that somewhere about where it's flush. Tighten that down. Oops. And then see if that fits on here somehow, some way. Which it does, but man, that looks, it's going to be brutal. Back that down a little bit. Let's see if I can't rotate this so it's free. It's got to go on like that. That's got to go on like so. Okay, got my radio. Plug this in. Positive, negative signal. So that's going to go on like so. Nope, it's not going to fit. Why? Should fit. It's not the right plugs. Guess it's not. Okay, well, let me grab my X-Acto knife and I'll trim it. Maybe, maybe not. I see it. I just got to get to it. Because my drawer won't open. My drawer won't open. Actually, hold on. I need to go do... Okay. Clothes is damp. So a lot of times these plugs don't fit because there's not enough flange on them. Even though they have one, they're using cheap connectors. So what I've always done is just used an X-Acto knife and trimmed an angle to them. Ooh, that's way too much. It'll be fine. Does it not have power? Ugh. Really? Must be dead. Okay. I think it's in... I want to say it's in here. Nope, it's not. And I lost my tabs. I'll have to find them. This isn't the one I was looking for, but it'll work. Do. So this is gonna go and plug in. Just like so. Nope, it's got power. Weird. So these are nickel metal hydrate. I don't remember what size this is. 2000. Save. Yo, what's going on? Does it working so far? I haven't got very far. So right now I'm working on throttle cable. And I don't know if this is the correct spot for the collet for the throttle cable. So this is where I'm starting with. Working on putting a charge on name. Set up. Nope, that's not what I want. System. Model. Name. So I'm gonna name this 48-inch boat. B O A T Okay. It was like $100, but it had a bunch of old electronics in it, an old steering, throttle and steering controller, an old Futaba to be exact, because that's the old throttle. That's a fifth scale steering servo that they use for steering, and then the old crystal Futaba receiver. So all of that's basically junked. I'm not using any of the old electronics. That's what I'm working on now, is trying to get the modern electronics to work. So that's what today's subject is we're working on trying to get this to function. So this is now has a charge. It's up to like 7 volts. So we're good here. So let's plug this back in. Positive, negative. So it's going to go in the battery port. I think if I remember right, I have to push and hold the power button while I plug this in to pair it, which it's blinking now, so it's in pair mode. So that's a good start. So now I need to go to, I forget where this is. Bind, enter. A little bit of both. I race RC cars, dirt oval cars to be exact. So here is a lot of my race cars, and this is why I said it's kind of a catch-22. And I'll focus. So these are all dirt oval cars besides these two, which, let me move this plywood box or plywood board. Dirt oval, midget, dirt oval sprint car, dirt oval street stock, they call them bombers, Dirt Oval modified, Dirt Oval Mud Boss, which is another modified car. That is a crawler. That is, I'm currently converting to a pull truck. That is a 10th scale on-road carpet VTA. That is a 10th scale two-wheel drive pan car for road racing. And then down at the bottom is a monster truck, an LMT. I own the company that designed these two chassis, and I believe I'm still the only one to this day that makes into the machining side of making my own parts. That's what's going on with all of this. So yes, a little bit of both, but mainly I do it because I have a large passion for the hobby and I love RC. So, okay, so now I got a solid light that should be paired up, should be working. So now if I hook up the linkage to the throttle, which should be channel 2, it is functioned, it does function, it just needs adjusted. So let's go to, I believe it's set up, endpoints, throttle. Nope, I need to set my trim first. Where's trim? Sub trim. Throttle. There we go. So that should have me close. Where are you from? Since you said it's from your country, I would assume you're not from the United States. So my issues now is the throttle is not returning back because this cable is pinching, which is what I was afraid was going to happen. How can I fix this? I still think the throttle needs to be connected to this side, which will alleviate all of this pressure on this cable. Because right now this is in a massive pickle of a problem. Yeah, that's not going to work. So if I hold this down and actually hold it secure, like the throttle's working. Oh, you're from Germany. Okay. Well, I believe Schuh moved. Could I flip the carburetor? No. I don't believe I can. I'm thinking out loud here. What do I need to do to get this to come back? Is it just simply the settings? Let me check my endpoints. That's about wide open there. That I showed you are all team associated RC10 products, which are all an American product. That's probably why you also don't see a whole lot of them around in your areas. I don't believe there's not a whole lot of international market for. I know these are big overseas. They're just not. Most of them are not to the scale of what they are here in the United States. And I know, I think it's England is pretty known for off-road boats. I know South America has a lot of off-road boats that are very similar to this. I know internationally this is more common than what a lot of other people run locally. So it's from the UK. Okay, I knew it was one of the two. I just didn't know which one it was, and I don't want to be I don't want to offend anybody. I knew it was somewhere overseas. I figured it was either UK or Germany. I just wasn't sure which one it was. Again, I don't support them. I don't buy anything of theirs. I've never needed to really look into it, so it's just one of those things where I just knew it was an international brand. So I'm getting full throttle, but it's not going back to idle. It's hanging. And is it because it's the cable, or is it the servo that's hanging? That's my question. I think it's the servo not going back all the way. That's what it is. Okay. Okay. We'll leave that somewhere there. Let me go back to the endpoints of throttle. Make sure I'm getting full throttle. Which is somewhere about right there. It's not, this is a digital servo, so you don't have to center it. And by the way, hello, old school. That's the nice thing about digital servos is you don't have to check for center. It doesn't it'll do 360 degrees. So you don't have to actually center it. It's the bind of this cable is what I'm fighting. And I don't know how to fix it without going with a longer cable. And I don't mind buying a longer cable if that's what I got to do. But I was under the assumption I could put it on this side of the throttle and not the back side. And I feel like this is the only place to connect this collet to instead of the front side. Or take this out. No, because I still have to have... Do I? That's the next question. Do I need the throttle stop and the butterfly assembly, or could I remove this completely? So let me see if I can't move this down here a little bit. So here's what we're working with. Digital servo, to a collet to a cable that comes up and around and makes a really hard bend to get to this collet on the backside of the butterfly shaft on the carburetor. The carburetor has the standard traditional flange with a throttle stop on the recessed screw. My question is if I eliminate the throttle stop, could I hypothetically remove this pin and get rid of everything over here and put this collet on this side of this shaft? I hope what I'm asking makes sense. That's the problem. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not afraid to attempt to try to figure this out, but that means I'm going to have to pull the carburetor out if I'm doing that. And I don't mind doing it. Where did my clothes hamper go? That I just had out here. Seriously. Did somebody hijack my clothes hamper? Did somebody hijack the clothes hamper? That was right here. Oh, what's up here? Almost done, guys. Sorry. That is the $1,000,000 question. I don't know if this is the right size either. It's not. That ain't gonna work. Doubt I'll get enough like torque on that without completely fucking that all up. What's beeping? Oh, that's my radio. Because I forgot. Okay, we'll unplug that for now. Hook you guys back up to me. I'll try taking this carburetor off. Hey, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. I don't know what time you actually follow, but I just now got the notification for it. So, but I appreciate it. I used to play games. Oh, this is just like the wrong. I know I'm using the wrong hardware or wrong tools. It is what it is. Okay. So now I have this out. Let's see what we can do about fixing this throttle linkage. So let's move you guys over here. Let's undo this first. Well, the reason why I asked you is I don't know if there's a really bad delay for the follow or not. So that's the reason why I asked you. I'm just asking to make sure that it's actually functioning correctly, because I don't think I've gotten a follow in a long time on Twitch. So I predominantly do YouTube videos. So here's the question. Back to my original question. This is the throttle linkage that's designed for this originally. Could I flip this around? I don't see why I couldn't. There's going to be a rod that comes through here, comes through that hole, and it has to go to a steering servo that also mounts for your reference, so you understand what's going on. To answer your question, I would have to have another servo in here this way with the arm facing up, and then it's going to go out the back through a hole which is right here. I'm gonna have to drill a new hole in this 3D printed part, but you get the idea. Do I have a better option to show you? I don't. So imagine a linkage here, and this goes like this. So the only way to relocate it would be is if I put it, but then if I put it in the front, it would hit the motor. So it has the steering. Basically, I would have two electronic boxes at that point. I would have to have one back here just for steering, and then one back all the way up front for the radio. And then I would have to have two. Well, I guess I could run a really long cord, an extension cable to run it. That's not ideal. Everything is going to be consolidated to this one box. So the battery pack is going to go in here. The receiver, what happened to my receiver? Why is this not popping off? Try and get the C-clip removed. I need a flathead is what I need. I don't have one handy. It's like one of the only tools I don't have because I can't ever seem to find them. I need a pick. Let me find my picks. It should be up here. Oh, wait a minute. That might work. That's wire cutters. That ain't gonna work. Is that a small flathead? It is not. What is up here? Oh, there's a flathead. Come here. There we go. BG Products. By the way, really good stuff. Oh, that was a bad idea. That's gone. Nope, thank God it's not. Woo! I knew it was going to happen, but I wasn't anything. Come on. I need to take, I should just stop being lazy and take this top part off. I just don't want to rip this carburetor apart. And yes, I know. This is the right way of doing it. Come on. Okay. Now, the next question is, can I just flip this over? And this still work? And the answer is not looking good. Can this come off? It can, and I just fucked this carburetor up. Yep, so it's afraid it's gonna happen. Oh, I should have left it alone. Stupid me. Hey, I fixed the problem. I'll run just one half of a carburetor arm. Oh, God. Leave it to me to fuck shit up. I'm not shocked. Not shocked one bit. So now I'm going to have to buy a new carburetor. And if I'm putting a new carburetor on this, I'm going to tell you right now, Yeah, I'm no. Everybody's not. I mean, they might be, but not for. I mean, I have another one. I have one right here. Actually, you know what? No, that is not the same because is it the same? No, it's not. A lot smaller. Let me slap this semi back together so you can understand my question because you probably missed my original dilemma and why I tried to do what I did. Um, this was over here. This was up here. Oh, 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 don't drop it. And then this piece was down here. I mean, I could JB weld this back together. It'd probably work, honestly. So, this is how the carburetor was originally. Perfectly fine and dandy. Which side of this does this, call it, mount to? It has to be this side, correct? And if it goes on this side, the problem I was having with it is by the time I mounted the box into the boat, it has to come all the way around and do a quick, really hard bend like that into it. And I didn't think that that was correct. Let me think about this for a second. Because originally it was in like this. I knew it was upside down. I know the primer bulb's supposed to face upwards. Ugh. So originally it was sitting... Yeah, it was sitting this way originally. So simply, if I just flip this over, and then that would have fixed... Oh, shit. That would have fixed all my problems. Where were you like 10 minutes ago? You're killing me, Smalls. I mean, would JB Weld work? I wonder if I could even solder that back together. Get a torch out and just braze it. I bet it would work. I'm not in Discord. Don't blame me for not being in Discord. Okay. I don't know how to fix this problem now, besides basically a whole new carburetor, which I really don't have the money for. Or put this one back in. And because I know they're press fit on, and it snapped right at the threads, which is the weakest point of this brass piece. Like I said, I could probably fuse this back together. Well, do you have one of these? Or a comparable carburetor? This is a 28S. Is what's on here currently. And I don't even know if it's the right carburetor to this motor either. Like, I don't know anything about this motor besides it does actually run, but it's in rough condition. the cylinder walls were, you remember I locked it up. Well, I'll just be honest. And I fixed it. So like I said, this is a lot smaller of a carburetor. I just don't know because it's got an aftermarket head on it if it requires a bigger carburetor or if I should run this smaller carburetor. Because this is definitely a lot smaller. This is a... I don't even know what this is. I mean, it's clearly a Walbro, but what is it? It is a WT458. And this one is a... What is this? It just says made in Japan. I don't know, I'll tell you. Hold on. Because I got card tickets for it. Oh, of course, they don't have... I mean, I guess I don't need... You know what? Fuck it. Let's tear it apart. What's the worst that's going to happen? Let's tear it apart. What's the worst that's going to happen? I have 2 carburetors that don't work, because right now I have 2 that don't work. Yeah, let's dig into this. Because I'm betting you, like you said, I bet the shaft is the same. I'll just have to change the actual butterfly over. Like, I don't even think this thing's been ran. Like, this thing looks minty. That's crazy. I will lose this C-clip if I do this again. Oh, no, look, that came right out too. No problem. Nope. Flathead. This is a flathead? Really? Okay. Come out. That removed a lot easier. I will say that. Should I run the return spring? I guess I might as well. It ain't gonna matter at this point because it's going back the same way it went together. So take that off. That's gonna have to go in like so. That's gonna go on. Flip on here. So that's that. That's that. Now I need to run the bigger butterfly, which goes on, trying to remember which side. It's got to be this side. Which way did this go? It's got to be that way. Wait a minute. Is that right? No, is this 180 out? No. It's got to be the bigger one. But it doesn't fit through this hole. So that tells me it's got to be on the front side, which it doesn't fit that way either. What am I doing? That's the old one. That's the old one. The flathead's the old one. So let me look at this for a second. Are these the same? They are. Yes. So why does this not fit? That's my question. Oh, it does. I'm just dumb. Like, it has to fit. It came out. Oh, I already see a problem. This is not going to work. I mean, I guess I could push it on. That might give me enough. I still don't think it's gonna be enough. And then it's gonna offset. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Nope. I tried. There's a butterfly dimple on this that indexes to the shaft. Seriously. Like, why does that not go in? I had it in there. I'm batting 1,000. Threads are not, well, are they? No. Threads are not the same either. So I'd have to use the flathead screw. That's weird. This has not been a great day. Because this one that I broke has an extension off of it that's enough to get, and this one doesn't have that. Ultimately. I mean, it's correct. It's working. It'll function. It's just not going to function for this boat because I don't have a way to hook it up now. That blows. That really blows. Oh, well. I guess I'll hit you up on, yeah. Push rod system and all the spares. I'll hit you up on Discord and I'll see what I can do. This is JJ's radio box. So my question is how do I mount this down to here? Do I just run a couple screws into the plywood, or do I CA glue it? What do you suggest? I mean, I can epoxy it on there and just call it done. I don't know what the norm is. Again, I'm not a boat guy. I'll direct message you. Because the original linkage that this boat had, it's still in here, but that's why the carburetor was mounted upside down. It was, I believe, a 440 style. This ran back to the original radio box, and they had a collet on it, and then they ran this little cable, and this S hook went around the factory throttle linkage. But that's why they had this on upside down my problems. Fixed all my problems. All my issues would have been gone, and like I would have had a running boat by now. So, and then the only other thing I think I'm gonna need is a small piece of 440. That's like, I don't know. That's gonna go from the radio box to the steering rudder. I think I have the rest of the hardware. I just don't have the 440. So I think I'm gonna go steal the car. I'll get your address, and I guess I'll head your way. But yeah, that's I think it's the game plan. Okay, unplug everything. I'm done, guys.